Hello friends and welcome to the next video. In this video we're going to be talking about a very scary groove called Cumbia Villera. All right. So this is kind of what the gangster rap is in the United States. That is what Cumbia Villera is. Now Villera is a form of cumbia, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Now, if you just take a real simple cumbia groove, okay, it's pretty simple. It's written very simply in cut time. You can't really play it like that though, because if you do, it sounds super square. Now, this is the basic, okay, it's the basic hi-hat part or the rim of the drum, depending on what the orchestration is. This is it, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now I've seen a lot of guys play it really super square, like no. You have to give it more of a 3 feel, like this. Okay, now the bass drum can do a variety of things, okay, like 1, 2, 1, 2. And the left hand can do basically this: 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 1. Okay, those are all parts that come from percussion instruments, the original instruments of this groove. So you put that all together and it sounds like this: 1, 2. Okay, so if you try to write that out, it's really hard because it's not triplets, it's not 16th notes or 8th notes. It's like this in-between kind of a thing, okay, which is kind of typical in all, let's say, music of African descent. All right, so you can also put it on the ride cymbal, that pattern, or you could play it on the rim of the drums. On the rim, it sounds like this. All right, that's also very hip. Now, of course, you see me doing variations on the bass drum. There's variations and stuff like this: 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You know, you can do all kinds of things like that. The hi-hat also has an opening, okay? It's like a disco kind of a thing. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, now the fills, you know, the fills, they have a certain vocabulary that comes from the percussion, the original percussion instruments. And it's this type of a vibe. 1, 2. All right, that's, like I said, all vocabulary coming from the original groove on the percussion instruments. Now, that is kind of the straight cumbia. Now, Cumbia Villera. So if you hear this groove, you typically hear it from like cars that have been lowered and they have these huge stereo systems in the back, just gigantic speakers like boo. You can hear these 2 blocks away, right? Playing this groove. So basically, if you hear this groove coming down the street, you better like find a place to hide or run, because it's usually, you know, it's like considered the gangster rap of South America. Now, you know, that's all subjective. I've met some of these guys, and some of them are cool and whatever. It's not like you're gonna be totally in danger, but the general vibe is like, hey man, you hear this groove, you better run. Okay. So what it is, it's a real big mixture of 6 or 3 and 2. Okay, so if you take this basic pattern, you really like lay it back, really put that 6 in there, it's gonna sound like this. Okay, and the way somebody explained it to me one time is really funny. He said, think of a real old guy with no technique trying to get that out while playing the groove. So, right? So something like that. But it works, that explanation. So anyway, the bass drum now is gonna, you could put it on the downbeat. That's kind of the easiest thing to do. But, there's all this other vocabulary. And Cumbia Villera sounds really, really cool. I personally, I love this groove. It's so stretchy and edgy and crazy. I love it. And you can do so many things with it if you apply it into different styles. So this is what it sounds like all together. 1, 2. Okay, so obviously I'm putting a lot of jazz influence in there because I love it so much, right? So, but that's kind of the vibe. Now, of course, you heard the splash with the foot. That's basically 1 and 2 and 3. The heel toe technique that everybody does. But it's a lot of fun. Anyway, if you ever hear that beat and you're coming down the street, you better run, man. Cumbia Villera. By the way, villa in South America, at least, a lot of people think of a villa. Oh, that's like a rich place, right? No, here a villa is a very poor neighborhood. So it's like the ghetto, basically, in certain parts of South America, And in this music, you have a lot of the original vocabulary of the percussion. So if you want to get deeper into that, that's a whole other issue. But I wanted to make a video of this because it's a super interesting style, which has this in between 2 and 6. Much like samba, much like Afro-Cuban, I mean, this thing is so much fun to play and super interesting. If you play it the square way, it sounds so boring, okay? If it was written, this is what it would sound like, all right? 1, 2, so boring, right? Now there is one little additional trick that sounds super nice on drum set, that instead of 3 beats on the hand, you just take 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and that's also sounding super hip. That sounds like this. 1, 2. All right, so that's, in case you're wondering, this little thing here, it's just doubles on the bass drum in one hit on the floor tom. Okay, and that's a little common fill that they do once in the time, you know. 1, 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I love this groove. It's so cool and oozing with groove. So before I go on, I just want to thank everybody for the super thanks and everything like that. And there's lots of guys joining the website, the lesson site, and I'm very happy to see you all there. It's a great honor to have some great drummers on there, trusting me to guide them in the drumming journey. Anyway, Cumbia Villera, okay? So I'm just gonna play you out a little more and, you know, explore, see what barriers we can reach and how far we can stretch this whole thing. Add some jazz vocabulary to it and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, 1, 2. I guess that's stretching it out really far, but it's a great groove. You can use it in many different things. Really fun, stretchy, bendy, love it. Okay, if you want to check out more on how you can do that, you can check out my RTS system, okay? It's here on the YouTube channel. And again, if you want to join the lesson site for personal attention and lots more information, a vast lesson library. It's one of the biggest in the world online. Okay, philmatrano.com. See you there. Peace.